Hey, what is going on everybody? It is Nolan, or the Optimistic Gamer here, and welcome back to Crafted Chaos. Today, we are doing part 2 of our Mekanism adventures. Last episode, we boosted our power a little bit, installing some of these advanced solar generators, and we even got some of these basic capacitors from the Ender IO mod. Today, we are going to be making some of the machines. Of course, we've already made a few gas-burning generators, biogenerators, and I think in here, maybe not, but over there I know we have our metallurgic infuser, we have an osmium compressor, and so on. But today, we are finishing up the machines, and I would actually like to make some of these factories, which we should hopefully be able to do given the resources that we have. Now, my crafting grid was being a little buggy, unfortunately, so I moved it outside to try and solve it. That didn't really do it, so sometimes our items will just disappear, but I think I have found a fix by just placing items in there one at a time like that, and then eventually they reappear. It has nothing to do with power or our storage disk, it is just a bug. But hopefully that doesn't become too big of an issue for us. I have been very hard at work since the last episode, collecting resources that we will need for today, including steel, osmium, and gold. Of course, we already have a bunch of redstone, and I have been upgrading the growth accelerators underneath our plot of farmland. Our inferium growth accelerators are all installed, 12 rows of those, and 12 rows of prudentium growth accelerators. So we are now onto tertium accelerators all the way down here, and of course these get increasingly expensive. However, this is basically the equivalent of standing up here and holding our watering can on top of the farmland. So it definitely helps boost everything quite a bit, and we have a lot of different seeds in here now that we are able to plant and use. Of course, the osmium and steel, I have been getting a lot of those, and inferium essence as well. The reason for that is, to start today's episode, we are actually crafting some supremium armor. I have collected enough essence here to make the supremium armor, and this is pretty much the end-all armor. Once we have this, we will not have any issues with anything moving forward, and I will show you why here in a moment. So before we get into that, we do have to make a few more prosperity gems and ingots. Well, never mind, we have a lot of prosperity gemstones, but the ingots we will have to make more of. However, I have been running our digital miner up on that hill up there because I mined up all of the prosperity shards in this radius. So I recharged these basic capacitor banks over here by the solar panels and the wind generators, and we are going to fly over here with our jetpack and hook these back up to the digital miner, where it can continue to run. There we go, and that will give us some more prosperity shards. I'm gonna let that charge for a little bit. We need 32 prosperity ingots, or maybe 40, I think. Yes, 40 prosperity ingots. I made sure to add everything up. We need 32 of each type of gemstone and ingot. So if we search mystical agriculture here and scroll through the menu a little bit, we will see these ingots right here, and these gemstones. We need 32 of each to create this, the supremium armor. And we should have enough to make everything that we need. So we will start with our very basic ingots, and well, let's first of all see what we have, if we already have any of these gemstones or ingots, which we do not. So we will start with these, 8 of these, and 8 of our inferium gemstones. There we go. And then we need 8 prudentium gemstones, 8 prudentium ingots, and so on. I'm just going to continue until we have 8 of everything. And there we go, we now have 8 of all of the materials that we are going to need, which means we can begin crafting. So it is 4 and 4 like that, and that will give us our helmet, our boots, our leggings, and our chest plate, and we will just continue this pattern in that order. So there's our tertium set, and then our imperium set, and finally our supremium set, which will give us one of the best sets of armor in this game, which is absolutely fantastic. We can take off all of our netherite, our jetpack, and we have now unlocked... Oh, no, we haven't. Okay, hang on. Okay, never mind, I completely forgot. If we want to unlock creative flight, we need 4 nether stars and an augment and 4 more supremium essence, which will then be applied to our supremium armor in the, I think, the tinkering table right here. But then that will allow us to have creative flight. But nonetheless, this armor is still really good, and it doesn't have any durability, so it will never break. At least not to my knowledge. We can go ahead and test it out by jumping off of this cliff right here, and as we can see, there is no durability decrease. So we will stick with this for now. We can enchant it if I'm not mistaken. Let's bring it over to our enchantment table and see if we can throw anything onto our chest plate. We sure can. It looks like we can get all different types of enchantments on there. We are going to hold off for now, just stick with this, and shift our focus for the rest of the episode over to Mekanism. Actually, one last thing before we do that. Let's make a fermented spider eye real quick, and let's go ahead and brew a weakness potion. We'll turn that into a splash potion, and we will head into our house with a golden apple, chuck that at our zombie villager, give him a golden apple, and let that process begin. And we will return to our normal villager once that is finished. Alright, now for Mekanism. So as I said before, today is all about machine upgrades, specifically those factories, and even more specifically the smelting factory, because this will allow us to do 9 items at once, and if we can go ahead and get some upgrades in there, it will be really good for us. So we need a lot of these atomic alloys and some ultimate control circuits, which are also made with atomic alloys. To make these, we need refined or enriched obsidian right in here, and a reinforced alloy in the metallurgic infuser. I'm going to go ahead and grab that, and we will bring that out here so we can have a lot of power. And we will get that placed down right next to this, and that should stay charged. I will also grab some of our upgrades out of the digital miner, and we will store this away in our crafting grid for now. We shouldn't need that anytime soon, especially with all of the seeds that we have with mystical agriculture. So let's place some of our upgrades into the metallurgic infuser, and we can start making our atomic alloys. Of course, to do that, we need that refined obsidian, and to make refined obsidian, I think we have a couple of different options here. I want to make, let's see if we have it. Well, maybe not. It looks like these are our 3 options, really 2. We have refined obsidian dust and enriched obsidian, which is also made with refined obsidian dust. So to make this, we need to put diamond dust and powdered obsidian in a metallurgic infuser. To make both of these, I am assuming it is in a crusher, the diamond in a crusher, and the obsidian in an enrichment chamber, actually, which we also have right over here in our shop. So let's grab that out of here, and we will plop this right next to our metallurgic infuser here at the capacitor tank, and we can get some obsidian put in there. We might even throw in these speed and energy upgrades as well. And we just got the advancement for Zombie Doctor. our villager should still be in the boat, and there we go. And Danilo is who we have in here, unemployed, of course, because we do not have a workstation, but we can change that here pretty soon. But that's one villager. Once we get a second, we can start a villager breeder. And we already have 28 powdered obsidian over here, which we can place into our metallurgic infuser, and our diamond dust will also go right there. Let me see how many diamonds we have. We have 63, so I'm going to get a few of these diamond seeds planted, and you will be able to see how quickly our farm grows now. And here we go. Before I was even able to replant the entire field, we already have many diamond plants that have already finished their growth. So I can stand here and just hold, right click with our scythe, and it will continue to harvest a lot of these. I can also hold that in our offhand and hold the watering can and do that to make it go even quicker. Of course, we don't have the magnetic effect because we are holding these two items in our hands, but as soon as I switch to our obsidian sword, all of those resources flood our inventory, and we can head over to our crafting grid and turn all of this essence into more gems. So we have about a stack and a half of powdered obsidian. We are going to want a lot, especially if we want to make many of these factory machines today. So we are gonna continue to let that run, and I will continue to harvest our diamonds over here. In the meantime, let's see if we have any more upgrades in our crafting grid. We have a few more energy upgrades. I'm going to make a few more speed upgrades as well. And let's see how many of these we can get put into our enrichment chamber before we start struggling for power. It looks like we are doing pretty good. In fact, this is charging even with all of these speed upgrades in here, so we might be able to add a couple more in there. And are we still charging in here? 3.1516, yes we are. Of course, as the sun sets, we won't be charging, so I can't sleep yet, but here in a few seconds I will be able to. Let's get another speed upgrade put in there though. And that is running a lot faster. And our obsidian is all finished, 4 stacks of that. Now we can crush our diamonds to make the diamond powder, but I just want to make sure that we have to use, let's see, enriched diamond, diamond dust is made in a crusher, and enriched diamond in an enrichment chamber. It is the same ratio, so we will just go with that since we already have it configured. And I'm gonna see if we can put in one more speed upgrade and max out our machine here, and it looks like I can. That is still charging, which is excellent. So let's take a look at how to make the basic smelting factory. We need an energized smelter, which is made with some of these basic control circuits and some steel casing. We can make that real quick, but let's go ahead and get these upgrades out of here and put into our metallurgic infuser, where we can begin to make our refined obsidian dust. And I just want to double check on this recipe for it. So it is our diamond dust right here, and the powdered obsidian next to it. So let's put that in there, and our diamond dust, and that will fly through that stack hopefully pretty quick as we continue to fill up our capacitor bank. So over in here, our energized smelter, we need a couple of these basic control circuits, which is redstone and osmium in the metallurgic infuser. Let's make another one of these. They are very useful to us, and we will place that right on top of this one, and we can get the osmium and redstone put into that. In fact, I will make one more metallurgic infuser where we will make our circuits, I think, is what the redstone and iron is. I think. I forget what this makes, but we are about to find out here. The infused alloys, that's what it was, and we will need a lot of those. And it looks like the ratio for diamond to obsidian is not super large, so that is interesting. Or maybe I just put way too many in there. I don't know. Nonetheless, we have a lot of refined obsidian dust now. So let's make our energized smelter. We still need a steel casing, but I made a lot of steel from the farm. and we will craft that. We should be able to craft our basic energized smelter as well, right there, and the factory must grow, our first advancement for that. The advanced smelting factory, we need 2 advanced control circuits, which is also a very easy recipe. Let's grab one more basic control circuit, and we will actually craft a few more of these, as we will need them here in a moment. That will give us our advanced smelting factory. From there, we can make our elite smelting factory. We already have the gold and the advanced, we just need 4 reinforced alloys and 2 elite control circuits. To make that, 2 reinforced alloys, so we will need 8 of these in total, which is an infused alloy and some diamond dust. We should have a lot of infused alloys in here. Well, we have 3 plus these 4 right there, so let's grab these and we will just put them in here for now. Of course, we do have more in the metallurgic infuser right there. I do need to make some more speed upgrades though, because we are maxed out with our power here and it isn't really going anywhere, so it is kind of a waste right now. But with these, we should be able to craft our basic, or not our basic, our elite control circuits for the smelting factory. So let's move those in there. We need 2 of those. And there we go. We now have an elite smelting factory. And now for the ultimate smelting factory, we will need these atomic alloys, which is the reinforced alloy with the refined obsidian dust, and the ultimate control circuit. So let's make 2 more of these elite control circuits real quick. 1 and and 2. There we go. And then we just need to make all of our ultimate alloys. So let's get a few more speed upgrades made real quick. I'm also going to place down our crusher right here. We don't need that biofuel right now. And we have a few more speed upgrades now. I will put these... Well, I will put these here with our enrichment chamber. I will match the number of energy upgrades that we have in there, and we can use this osmium to make even more speed upgrades. We now have energy and speed upgrades all maxed out in all of our machines except for the enrichment chamber right here, which just needs a couple more speed upgrades. However, I ran out of glass of all things to run out of, which isn't a huge problem because we are making our elite smelting factory right now. Before we use it though, I do want to have it fully upgraded to our final product. So again, we just need to make our elite circuits and atomic alloys. To make the atomic alloys, again, it is our refined obsidian dust, 4 of those with 1 reinforced alloy to make 1 atomic alloy. And we need 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those, which means we need 32 refined obsidian dust and 8 reinforced alloys. We have 4 right now, a little bit more diamond dust in here, and that should give us 8. So let's get our refined obsidian put in. I'll just do a lot more than we need, and we can turn all of these reinforced alloys into our atomic alloys. And there we go. Let's come over here to our crafting grid and make our ultimate smelting factory. 2 of these ultimate control circuits, and that will give us our ultimate factory, which we can place down on top of our crusher right here. And we now have 9 different slots where we can smelt items, different items, all at the same time. We're not using the crusher right now. I will grab both of these upgrades out of here, and we will place them into our ultimate smelting factory. Grab some sand from our crafting grid over here. I might actually make a little bit more. We'll make 9 stacks of sand, and when we place this into our ultimate smelting factory, there we go. Look at all of that glass flying through the smelting process, and just like that, we already have a stack of it. How are we doing on power? That is the big question. It is sucking it down quite a bit. we will need a couple more generators of some kind if we are going to run this machine at that kind of efficiency. We will just run it at half for now, and this should hopefully charge up. Well, maybe not. I guess it is the same level of efficiency throughout. So we will just smelt all of this glass. We need it anyway. And there we go. That took maybe about a minute to get 9 stacks of glass, which is absolutely incredible. Now we can also make factories for the crusher, the enrichment chamber, and many other blocks here. If we just look up Mekanism again, we have crushing, compressing, combining, injecting, infusing, sawing, and I think that is everything. And then of course enriching, smelting. But it would be nice if we could get all of these factories by the end of the episode. So I'm gonna work on making a few more of these atomic alloys and get enough to make all of these factories. I will meet all of you right back here once that is finished. Alright, see everyone really soon. And welcome back. That actually went a little faster than I thought it would take, but in here we have everything to make all of the factories. Of course, the smelting factory is already finished. There are 9 in total, 8 in here. I already made the basic injecting factory, and then the rest of these are the basic blocks that will be turned into the factory. So we can get started on this, beginning with turning everything into a basic factory. So I believe it is actually 2 iron like this on either side, and then the basic control circuits top and bottom, redstone going around, and the machine in the middle. And we will just cycle through all of these, creating our factories of each of these blocks. There we go, and that is our first set. Am I missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? I guess I grabbed a few extra resources that we didn't need. Okay, now, oh, it probably pulled them from the crafting grid. That is what it is. Now we can turn all of these basic factories into the advanced factories with the circuits on top, the alloys in each of the corners, and for the advanced, it is osmium on the side. And we will now cycle through these, once again, creating all of those advanced factories. It will be the same thing to make the elite factories, except it is not diamond, it is gold. There we go. And one last time to create the ultimate factories. And there we go, we now have all 9 of our ultimate factories created. Now we need to place these down and get them hooked up to the power grid. And of course, we will make a more permanent setup for these in the future. For now, I just want to get these all placed down so we can utilize them. Of course, we will want to make upgrades for all of these. And I hear something running already. I'm not sure what it is, but it sounds like it has stopped. Oh no, it is the solar panels. As I got closer, that's what that sound was. So we have one more right here, and we will place this last one on top, our enriching factory. We now have all of our factories, which is absolutely incredible. I am curious about the infusing factory, wherever that one is, right here. So, okay, I see. So we fill up the resource here on the bottom with whatever we want, say redstone, and then we can put all of our iron or whatever it is across the top. So we may actually want to make a few more of these down the road, but for now, 1 is plenty to get us started. We have some speed and energy upgrades, but we are going to want a few more. Altogether, I think it is 72 of each upgrade, so I will get to work on these. We will fill all of these up with speed upgrades, and then I think we should be able to call it for the day. But I do need to make a lot more infused alloys, so this will be our first opportunity to use our ultimate infusing factory. Let's get our redstone put into here. It takes a little bit to load, but that is not a problem for us. In the meantime, we can get our energy and speed upgrades installed. There we go. We will continue to add redstone, and we can evenly distribute our iron ingots across the top. There we go, and just like that, we already have multiple stacks of these infused alloys that can be turned into our speed and energy upgrades. So again, we are looking for 72 of each of these upgrades. So there is 72 speed, and we are just a couple of gold dust short of our last few speed or energy upgrades, but that is not a problem. We will get that put into the crushing factory, and that will take a little bit, but not super long. There we go, our last 3 gold dust that we can throw here in the middle, and we can now fill all of our factories up with all of their upgrades. And we are now fully upgraded across the board, and I think that is where we will end the episode for today. These are going to continue to charge up as we have just a few solar generators. I will probably make a few more of those, and we will have a whole solar field in time for the next episode. Not really sure what we will be doing in that next episode. Maybe we will work on getting our flight augment for our armor. Of course, that means defeating the Wither. But again, we will take care of that in the future. For now, we have 9 ultimate factories for Mekanism, which will really help boost our production all around. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, definitely hit that thumbs up button and make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on daily content as soon as I publish it. Check the description for some more important information, links, how to contact me, all of that good stuff. And with all of that being said, comment, like, subscribe, remember to stay optimistic, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Bye!